Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Skyrim Plus. Today we are featuring Moddor's Manor. Moddor's Manor is definitely not your average player home. It's creative, original, and a real piece of art, with mystical lighting and amazing use of static clutter. It will stun you visually and provide you all the function you need in a player home. Now that you're sold like I am, let's check out the map. Here we are at Moddor's Manor. To our south is Falkreath. To our immediate north is the Lady Stone. To our east is Riverwood. And here we are again at Moddor's Manor. Before we start the tour, let's take a spin around and check out our setting. In the distance you can see Muriel Bismuth Reborn, a player home mod. If you have that installed, that's where it is. If not, you've got the Guardian Stones behind it. In the background you see Ilinalta's Deep, and then you have the island with the Lady Stone. And then we're back to our view of the manor again. I'm loving those aspen trees. All around the property you'll find some benches to sit and enjoy the view of the lake. And there you have a campfire. Over here you have a boat dock. It doesn't actually function as a boat dock, but it does look neat. And you also have a fish rack. Located just up the hill from the boat dock, you have a farm. You have some gourds, leeks, carrots, some farming tools, lavender, an apiary, potatoes, cabbage, and wheat. And you've got a great view for when you're farming. Down the hill from your farm, you have some farm animals. You've got the mama cow, the baby cow. You've got a couple of chickens, but keep the gate closed because you do have wolves in this area and they can kill your chickens. And then here's a chicken's nest, so if you need some chicken eggs, that's where you can get them. He's our friend on the property. He also has his own little house. And then there's a wood chopping block with some firewood. And then if you follow these series of ladders, this one first, this one second, and this one third, you end up at a hawk's nest. And they do fly around the property and they do go to the nest. So if you need a hawk's beak or feathers or anything like that, you have access to it. The next thing we'll notice is this beautiful Japanese cherry blossom tree. And if you have Mirkheimer or Druid's Hut installed, it's to the left of here. I do think that Druid's Hut does clash with this mod though. This door to the back of the property though is in the main living area by the study. We'll show you that in a little bit. And then this area is the forge, and this is where your forging equipment is and your enchanting equipment. We'll come back there later. You do have a nice little area to lay out and get some sun if you want to, and another bench to enjoy the view of the lake. As far as the doors in the front, this first door to the right is an unfinished area that the mod author never finished. Look at all of these beautiful plants and flowers. There's your dog's house. This is the main front door to the property, where the main living area is. And then this door leads to the children's wing, which is super neat. But we're going to wait for just a little bit to check that part out. First, we're going to head inside the main living area. Alright, as we enter the main living area, the first thing that you'll notice is the beautiful decoration all throughout the room. Here's the dining area with pheasant, fish, and a dragon statue that's absolutely nuts. Literally. You'll notice the statues of Dibella are lighting your way, as well as this really cool snow elf snow globe that lights up a map of Skyrim and some cool looking books. And here's that door that I showed you from the outside that leads to the forge. And all of these bookshelves are in alphabetical order, so it gives you some sense to organize your library. You also have this awesome ship model. As we turn the corner, we've got a nice cozy fire. You have some different inn signs from the different taverns. You've got a couple of statues, one of which is Ysgramor jamming out on his guitar. There's that Dibellan statue again. And then as we head up towards the bedroom area, you've got this nice candlelit area with some flowers. We'll go ahead and turn on the travel lantern real quick so you can see these weapons being displayed. And look at that katana with the dark elf lamp. Very cool. We'll turn it back off so you can see the ambiance of the original mod lighting. And then of course that's influenced by my EMB too. But just wanted to give you a sense of what it looks like without the travel lantern. Alright, you've got some different decorations on this shelf that are really neat and some different storage options. We'll go ahead and turn that travel lantern on again real quick so you can see the storage of clothes over here. And then you've got a nice little view that overlooks your living area. It looks like you have 4 dragon statues that overlook the area. And then you've got the wallpaper continued up here on the ceiling as a larger piece. And then if you look over here by the blue light, you can see a man on horseback trying to fight Alduin. I'm not sure how well that's going to go for him though. And then as we turn back towards the bed, check out this cool lighting effect that they used. They have a little miniature dragon hanging from a string with a light shining on it that creates that neat shadow. How creative is that? That's pretty awesome. Okay, we're going to head back down the stairs, and we still have some areas to check out in the main living area before we move on. Here was the main foyer. Just wanted to show you that before we went to this area behind the curtain, which is your bathtub. And then there's another curtain that's straight across from it. That's your toilet and your wash basin. Got to keep those hands clean. Okay, and then to our right over here, we have what's called the Alchemy Cabinet. But it's really just the coolest alchemy room ever. Check out all of those bees just chilling by that statue. How creepy does that look? And then you've got this large wall of ingredient storage, and look above it. This place really is a work of art. Many of these ingredients on these shelves are linked to specific storage of alchemical ingredients. Look at that dragon's head, the Spriggan, giant's head, Falmer head, Hagraven head. And look at that alchemy lab. I've never seen one like that. And then these are all different types of potion storage. And then back in here you've got some poison storage. Look at that Hagraven head in that jar. Creepy. And then look at that book from Apocrypha over there. Neat potion effects. I know we've already seen that, but I love that. This door doesn't lead anywhere, so I'm assuming that that was to that area that was unfinished. There's your little wash basin to make sure you get all the poisons off of your hands after you craft them. And now we'll head back to the main living area. Okay, now we're going to head into the kitchen. And to the left you have a butter churner. You've got some pub-style tables. Some awesome static decor. Over here to the right is some drink storage. And then behind this door you have a freezer to keep all your food fresh. Some harvestables. You've got a cooking pot, an oven. And then this door over here leads you to your child's wing, and you can tell by the little toy rabbit before the door. Prepare to be amazed. This place is awesome. Can't you imagine your children studying in this area? Look, they've got a little chalkboard and they're talking about the effects of Nirnroot. And then over here you have a little shrine or something that gives you plus 25 magicka. And then look at all of the neat light effects. They've all got their little desks with their inkwells. And here's an area where the teacher would read in one of the books. You've got the sun, you've got the moon and the stars over there. And then over here you've got some baked goods to the other side of this. I forgot to show you that, so I figured I'd go over there real fast. And then I'm just going to show you the side entrance from the outside of the house. Like when we were looking at the front door, that was the door to the left that entered the child's wing, or the children's wing. And this does require a patch to be Hearthfire friendly for adoption, and I'll link that in the description below. Look at the cool owl hanging out on the moon and stars. And then down here, it is really neat. Look at the little toy horse with the rabbits and the wagon bed. And then over here by the fireplace, it looks like you have a little Dwemer person band with their guitar. Cozy fireplace, and it looks like there's a picture of the Devavesa, along with lots of dolls and ornaments and rabbits. If I turn on my travel lamp here for a second, you can see the Christmas tree with the ornaments on it. Very cool. And right above that, a little shooting star. And then you've got this piece in the middle, and this is just wow. How do you describe this? Looks like you've got some ruins at the bottom of your screen with some farmhouses. You can see the water running in the river. It looks like you might have the College of Winterhold back there, and maybe Solitude on the left. Then maybe some ruins here to the far left. And then up above you have this fairy lady supervising everything. And then you have a miniature mushroom house with the rabbit doll sitting on top. Then you have this next room illuminated by like blackreach mushrooms and veiled deer pelts as your blankets. Can you imagine how much time this took to plan, let alone set all of these items in the correct spot in Creation Kit? Oh my goodness. Okay, off to the right we have another area that accommodates another 4 kids. Looks like you've got a little Dwemer band jamming out and a gear as their spotlight. You've got some gleam blossoms that add some cool lighting. And then you've got lots of toys on the floor for your kids to play with. And then over here, it looks like you've got some stuffed animals with some lighting on the back of them that creates that shadow. That's super neat, kind of like the one in the bedroom with the little dragon on the string. Looks like you've got a little miniature cherry blossom growing inside with the gleam blossoms. And then you've got this neat castle with stars and a dragon in the background, a little gate, some chests for your kids to keep their things in there. And then look, that other bedroom overlooks this one, so they don't miss out on the cool stuff. You do have some neat armor, some bone meld armor, and some Stalrim armor on the outside. And then you've got this open space to see what your friends are doing down there. And then I'll turn the lamp on again so you can see some different storage. So even though it looks cluttered, it's still organized. And then you've got this training area for your kids to become as strong as you are, the Dragonborn. And then, of course, you need a bathroom for that many children. So here's your toilet and your wash basin. But yeah, super neat. Before we head back, let's just take one more spin around to really appreciate this area. I am so impressed. I mean, what place in Skyrim has a better place for kids than this? I can't think of one. Okay, I'm going to speed up this next area to get us to the forge. Since you've already kind of seen this area, I've sped it up so I don't waste your time. Okay, as we enter the forge, I'm going to turn on my lamp for just a second so you can see the clutter by the door. And then I'm going to show you the outside walls first and then show you the decoration to the inside. So over here you've got all sorts of storage for your weapons, arrows. You've got your workbench over here. Storage for your leather, sword or stave racks. You've got 5 mannequins. And then you've got this gate that's open that goes down to the Enchanting Area. We'll be back there in just a second. Here's a space for you to store your animal pelts and to use a tanning rack. If you look inside, it looks like there are different ores and ingots inside of each of those, and those are unique storages for each of those things. There's your smelter, armor storage, shield storage. There's the front door again, so now we're going to look at the decorations on the inside around this little circle. So you've got a couple of cool looking armors there. There's your anvil, your forge. Here's a gigantic stuffed bear. Looks like he was pretty ticked off when he died. Some sword racks there. Got a dummy. There's a grindstone. An automaton. Glad that thing's out of commission. Okay, let's head upstairs. And they have those slidey cabinets that you can click on. I went ahead and opened one just to show you that you can. And then you've got a great view down to the bottom of your forge. And I'll turn my lamp off just so you can see what the ambiance is really like without the travel lantern. Again, this is with an EMB, so if you think it's too dark, it may not be as dark as it appears. It may just be my EMB settings. And then you've got lots of beds for followers up here to use. So if you were looking at the main house and you were thinking, oh, I can't stay here because Inigo can't stay with me, or Lucian, you still have a spot for him. I think it's neat that they hung the banners up here too so you can see those. That's pretty cool. Okay, we're headed back down now and we're going to look for that gate that was near the mannequins that takes us to the Enchanting Area. I'll turn off my lamp so we can get more of a Tales from the Crypt vibe as we're heading down the stairs, kind of like the beginning of the episodes of that show, if you've ever seen that. Pretty neat. There is an area to the right, and we'll go there in just a minute. But we're going to go this way first, and look at that. It kind of reminds me of from the Superman movie, Superman's House. It's like an organ of crystals or something. And then to the right, you have a staff enchanter. This one doesn't look quite as evil as usual. Place for your heartstones. You've got a place to put your filled soul gems and your empty soul gems. And you also have a spot for 3 different arcane enchanters. So if you have someone idling and they're in your way, you can just use one of these other 2 and you're still good to go. That chest can be used for general storage. And that's a disenchantment font over there. So you can take an item that you've enchanted and you can disenchant it and use the item to have a different enchantment. That's also for your enchantment gear. If you want to keep that separate from your other clothes, you can store it there. You also have this chest. And then each of these stones is like a weapons rack. So you could put a sword or a staff on there. Before we leave, let's take one more look around here and just appreciate what this mod author did, because it really is a work of art. I know I've said that several times, but I mean, really, who can't appreciate that? Okay, now we're going to go through this net of leaves. And this is also an enchantment area, but this could be like if you are a more evil character. That seemed a little bit more pure upstairs. And this is a little bit more devious. You still have the stone weapon racks over here, a chest for general storage, but then you have a coffin, so if you're a vampire character, you could sleep down here. And you also have another one straight across, so if you have like Serana or someone like that, maybe that's where you could have her stay. Over here you've got another mannequin. And then it looks like our display over here is made from all of those books from Apocrypha. It's a little dark over here, so I'm going to turn my lantern back on. You still have your staff enchanter, but this one definitely looks a little bit more sinister with the dragon skull near it. You've got the goblin over there. And then you've got an arcane enchanter, a place to store your soul gems, and another disenchantment font. Look at that skull in the background, the sigil stone. Those bound weapons look pretty neat. Yeah, as far as lighting and atmosphere and clutter, I don't know that I've seen another mod that can quite top this one. I mean, if you're talking about clutter in a house, you might be able to compare like Mordham Castle that came out recently for SE, and maybe for lighting, maybe Tirashan, but I really think this one has Tirashan beat. Oh, look at that man captured. And look at that doll in the cage, the creepy doll, guarded by the gargoyle. And then look at that lighting with its eyes. Wow. If you want a home that's really mystical and magical, this might be the home for you. Let me know what you think. This concludes our tour of Moddor's Manor. If you enjoyed the tour, click the like button. Comment on your thoughts of the home. If you'd like to see more of my tours, click the playlist on the top left. If you want to see my new content, click on the bottom left to subscribe. And if you never want to miss an episode, click the bell icon to receive notifications. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next episode.